Hey everybody, One of Wisdom here, Tuesday, October 7th, 2014, 2 days after the initial launch of Trap Team here in North America on Sunday the 5th, and I had a pretty good day. Toys R Us today officially released Wave 2. I know some of us, myself, I was able to find the Wave 2 core characters ahead of time. Most people had access to the Wave 2 Trap Masters, Lobstar, Bushwhack, and Head Rush ahead of time. Something I did not see Sunday, and I could not find today at any of the usual stores I frequent, was actually the strategy guide. Toys R Us had brought some out. They were the paperback. They said they didn't think they'd get the collector's edition. Target, they checked for me. They only had the paperback. I wound up, I had to go to Best Buy, and they happened to have one. And it was the collector's edition. I went ahead and grabbed it. It is the first I've seen of it. The biggest issue, I plan to pre-order this or order it from Amazon, and when I checked Sunday and then Monday, it was still something that they said was like 1 to 3 months out. Sometimes that's like just an initial deal, and then it'll come back in, be restocked later that week. But nonetheless, this was local, saves on freight, and I just went ahead and pulled the trigger on it. I have to say, it is my favorite cover thus far. It's got a blue backdrop. The Swap Force one was actually kind of like a yellowy green holographic color. This one is blue and it looks awesome. It's got the Trap Team logo. You've got Wolfgang and Chaos. My apologies about the glares. Nothing I can do that's designed to do that. But Wolfgang and Chaos border the logo. You got Mini Genie, Sure Shot Shroom Boom, Food Fight, Snapshot, and Wallop right there in the middle. As you can see there, Collector's Edition Strategy Guide. This thing cost $34.99. Again, I got it at Best Buy. Amazon has it for $23, this very one. The problem is I then have to pay taxes on that now because they didn't fight that, and then I have to pay freight, and then if I get Super Saver shipping by tacking something else on like a CD or another Skylander, then it takes forever to get to me. And long story short, it's just easier for me to get it locally and pay the $12 extra. So that is what I did, particularly with that 1 to 3 month deal. I didn't actually check back today yet, but that is what I saw Sunday and yesterday as well. So we're going to go ahead and open this up. I'll actually open it and then kind of showcase you the back because the plastic makes it a little bit difficult to read. This is something that opens better if you have fingernails. I do not, so I'm luckily having a knife to fill that void. Let's see here. But this is a really good looking strategy guide. What I like about these, since I do the spreadsheets, I don't have to have the game on when I want to like pre-populate the data. You know, put the background stories, the stats, the health stats, I should say, the upgrade names. Let me go ahead and tear this off. This is what the exclusive is. In the Swap Force Collector's Edition, you've got these little like pop-out paper, fold-together washbuckler and blast zone deals. I didn't ever actually use them, but I wasn't a big fan of them because I knew I wouldn't use them. This may actually have 2 sheets in it, or something else. Let's go ahead and get this out, and then I'll kind of check it out in detail. Good grief. Again, life, dealing with plastic is much easier if you have fingernails. So, bear with me 1 second here. Again, look for Chase McCain. If you find him, make sure to post up. Let me know where you found him. He should change spots every time. Sometimes I may forget, but nonetheless, you can look for him. These kind of have a slight smell to them, but nonetheless, they're wall clings, which is pretty cool. You've got Chopper down here, Wildfire, Gusto, Food Fight, and Bushwhack. You've got the Undead Skull Trap, the Elemental logos kind of sprinkled around. Second page, awesome. We've got Wallop, Snapshot, Funny Bone, Gear Shift, and then check out Crypt King. Very cool stuff, more of the Elemental logos. We've got, looks like the Tech Scepter Trap. It's that bright yellow. It actually looks easier to see on the camera than over here without the camera. The Life Hammer, the Water Tiki, your starter packs, and then the back. Let's go ahead and check the back. This is just like a placeholder, kind of a durable cardboard to keep those from getting bent. Harness the power of Traptanium. Now that Chaos has blown up the walls of Cloudcracker Prison, you'll need all the help you can get capturing the most notorious villains in the Skylands. There you see Soda Springs. It's kind of got the map. It'll highlight the locations for everything. I don't like to use that I like to use this. And what this is, it's basically the character stats, box stock, and the background story. That makes my life way easier, particularly in Trap Team. I haven't played very far through it yet because of unboxings. But they don't seem to have like a story scroller or the character bio section like Swap Force did, so I'll literally be able to use this instead of actually having to type it out and have it on my iPad or something. Of course, it'll walk you through the upgrades. I don't know how detailed just yet. The guide features a holographic foil hardcover, complete story walkthrough, strategy for every Skylander, and custom maps with every collectible location. That's not all. It covers Skystone Smash, Chaos Doom Challenge, achievements and trophies, and much more. Snapshot, Food Fight are your special characters here featured on the back. Only in the Collector's Edition, over 20 wall clings, and we kind of covered those already. So that said, I'm not going to sit here and read this entire thing to you. I just kind of want to showcase it to you, let you know what's available. Online, you can get the paperback version for like $19.99. I honestly think that's what's crazy about so many people not springing for this. If you order this in, it's like $23, and that's a great deal. Even locally, you're looking at 19 versus 35. To me, double the price is worth it. It's not quite double, but the few extra dollars is worth it just because it looks so cool. I use the snot out of this. I still consult the Swap Force one. Plus, I kind of like to collect these. They've got some really neat artwork in them. Inside cover, Crypt King Gear Shift, Tough Luck, Kaboom, Wallop, Bushwhack, Enigma, and Lobstar. Coming into this side, we've got Head Rush, Snapshot, Wildfire, Shortcut. Hope he and Batspin come out soon. Blastermind, we need a magic element, whether Enigma or Blastermind. Gusto, Jawbreaker, and of course my most anticipated, Thunderbolt. So very cool artwork there. The elements were scattered in. They kind of bordered this. Table of contents, let's kind of skim this. Portal Mastery, that's probably like your basics 101 type stuff. The Skylanders, they go by elements. I guess they will do every character in this game. So that'll be interesting. Improving your Skylanders. I'm not quite sure. I guess that just covers upgrading. Trapped Villains. Looks like we get a section on those. 128. Other enemies. I am actually a big fan of the other enemies deal. It gives you the name. So far, this game hasn't really announced like your garden variety enemies. Used to they would do that with every villain you encountered. Story mode. This may contain spoilers for some people. Granted, most of you have watched all this stuff. I'm not someone that does that. I won't read them all to you. But we've got chapter up to 18. Adventure pack levels. They're only going to cover 2 there. And we know that there's technically 2 more. Skylander Academy. Skystone Smash gets 4 pages. The Academy 6. Chaos's Doom Challenge 6. The Arena is 10. Hats and Trinkets get 6. Achievements and trophies way at the back. So, coming in here, there's kind of like your 101 type stuff. This kind of covers some of the old magic items. Ooh, check that out. I just happened to see this. New Trap Team expansions. 4 new toys will be released for Trap Team. Each of these unlocks a new chapter in story mode, where you can earn stars and capture villains. Mirror of Mystery and Nightmare Express are the first 2 that will be released. And they're not going to do that. Well. Okay, what do I need to see everything in story mode? 1 Trap Master Skylander figure of each of the 8 elements, and 1 trap of each of the 8 elements. So that's essentially it. Again, right here, I've covered what the old magic items do. Fireballs, ice shards, shadowy orbs, cannonballs, gears, and fireballs. So it's kind of themed, at least. We'll give them credit for that. There's your SSA magic, Giants magic. Here's our Swap Force magic. Let's check this out. Okay. Hog Hoarder increases the overall treasure you find. That's odd because it's called the piggy bank on the packaging, meaning one of these is wrong. The Hand of Fate, I haven't gotten to put it on the game yet. That's one of my to-do items. Hand of Fate stuns enemies, so you can better manage the fight. I thought it might do that. Tiki Speaky, that is in the Mirror of Mystery, talks to you and has a stun effect on enemies. Ram Rocket is a giant rocket-like ram that flies across the screen, damaging all enemies. I was kind of hoping it was a speed boost, but I guess we have like sparks. So here's Meet the Skylanders. Pretty cool artwork there. They showcase Series 2, 3, 4, Light Core, Swap Force Minis, and Trap Masters. Let's see here. They're kind of going by element here. So we've got air element. It lines out your swappers, your giants, of course your SSA originals, Swap Force Giants Core, and then it's Series 2, Series 3, and Light Core, Legendary, and Alt Deco. So they kind of tried to map it out for us. Again, I'm not going to cover all of this. Here's an index on the characters. We'll just do air. They go alphabetically. So Blades, Breeze, the Mini of Whirlwind, Fling Kong, Gusto, Full Blast, Jetpack, Petvac, and Thunderbolt. It would be cool if the collector's edition actually included the old characters. Say like in this we'd have Lightning Rod and Warnado, just to have their bio, stats, and their upgrades. That would be something you could add to the collector's edition that would differentiate it from the standard one. My apologies about that. But that would be something cool that I would definitely appreciate. And again, you don't have to update it, you could just literally do that. Now, this puts an emphasis on the artwork this time. I personally prefer when the character has a small picture here, and then the stats and the background story take up like the page more in this area as opposed to one column that's smaller text and harder to read. That's just me. It does have the stats, health, speed, armor, critical hits, and elemental power. Coming over here, let's see, it kind of walks you through each path. That's weird. I don't like the layout of this, I'll just be quite honest with you. I liked the Swap Force one much better, where it had the path. You know, like here's your character, here's your 1 and 2 base, here's your 4 upgrades, here's your path with 1, 2, 3, path with 1, 2, 3, and then I think the Soul Gem was featured up there. They've got the Soul Gem highlighted, but then basic attacks. Oh, okay, there's no artwork for Blade Shards, so basic attacks, it's 1 and 2, Wing Slice and Blade Shards, but then they don't have a picture for that. I don't know, man. I really did like the other layout. I'll actually show that to you. But again, they do each of the characters, the minis, the Trap Masters, the new guys that are awesome, like Fist Bump. So it seems like they put an emphasis on the artwork. Nothing wrong with that, me personally. I'm more about the function. I appreciate the artwork, just not in this section. I prefer just factual information. Coming in, let's see here. Trapped villains. I don't want to spoil too much of this for you, but you kind of get a general idea. Dreamcatcher. It's going to highlight her, showcase her abilities. And then so that is our Doom Raider, our super villain. And then your other area villains, you've got like Bad Juju. It gives the 2 abilities, the quest data. Let's see here. Does it do anything with the evolutions? I don't know. I kind of wish this was a little bit laid out differently. And then Earth, so they're going to do like a page a piece. Pretty well understand all of that. There's Chaos. I'm not going to spoil that. Other enemies. Let's see if they label these guys. They do. So that's cool. Now I can finally come in here. Ooh, Cyclops Dragon looks cool. This will be neat. I'll enjoy this. That guy actually looks like he should have been a freaking villain. That's like a ninja crow guy. That would have been cool. Feathered Fiends, we got some cool stuff going down. It's cool to me to know the name, see the artwork, get a little information behind each villain. Now right here, Soda Springs, this is like your walkthrough. It lists out your story goals, your objectives, your collection goals. There's the map key, there's the map. They kind of walk you through each section here. There's a little detail on the map that kind of showcase the gulper and everything along those lines. Still walking you through kind of each section. This seems to be done well, at least initially. Now we're into Chapter 2. That's going to continue on for quite some time. Let's see. Lots of pages go into this. Let's see here. There's Skystone Smash. Yeah, there's a Mirror of Mystery. We're going to flip that. Skylanders Academy. Here's kind of just what it's going to look like covered. I don't want to spoil this for myself, so I know after Chapter 4 is apparently when you unlock a ton of cool stuff. There's a list of legendary treasures. Archives, again, I don't want to ruin this for myself. Skystone Smash, that's really popular with people. I'm kind of surprised how many people tell me they're like big fans of, you know, Skystones and everything like that. So this, I guess, will walk you through that. I don't have much experience with that. I think I've acquired one or something in the playthrough. Chaos's Doom Challenge. I guess this will kind of pinpoint you on strategies, tips and tricks, things of that nature. Challenge Phases, Towers, Mystery Box of Doom. Let's see, they're kind of showcasing some of the villains there. So It Begins Temple. That's kind of the first one here. I've played that one. Enemies, they outline Plant Warrior, Grenade, and Cuckoo Clocker. So that's who that one was. The reason I'm not going to play this until after the fact, at least my plan now is, I don't really want to see the villains before I encounter them in the game. I know I'm probably in a small percentage there, but there's the arena challenges. I've not played that at all. Survival tips, tough luck artwork. I guess this kind of walks you through each of those. Let's keep going here. Hats and trinkets. This will kind of take you through all that stuff. It's an odd question mark. So I guess there's like still keeping even the strategy guide is like tight-lipped on the extra stuff. Achievements and trophies. You can kind of get a rundown on those. Xbox and PlayStation basically, so I guess that's what that is outlining. It's kind of limited to those platforms. I was thinking, I didn't know if it would be that or if it would actually be in the game, but that's how you can kind of rack up the points there, I suppose. Right there, we've got Trap Team official map app. You have to pay for that. Peel and Stick, we got most of those. I guess they're available as well at roommatesdecor.com if anyone's interested. Probably have to block that part out since it shows. Oh, this is cool. So the front cover inside has the 16 Trap Masters, and then this has the Newlanders. So we've got Torch, High Five, Flip Wreck, Echo, Bat Spin, Rocky Roll, Funny Bone, Deja Vu. I thought she was out today. Apparently I was wrong. Fist Bump, who is awesome. Blades, looking forward to him. Chopper, Cobra Cadabra. Fling Kong, Food Fight, Trailblazer, and Treadhead. Once again, I can rattle those off because I'm actually a fan of the series. Here you've got some of the traps on the back. The cover, front and back, is just really, really nice on this one. Now, what my complaint was that I mentioned for you, let me kind of clear this stuff out of our way. Get my knife and batteries side down. The Swap Force cover, which again, side by side, man, the blue is just really, that's a personal preference. I like green, but that's like an awesome color of blue. This is kind of a yellowy green. The way they do these, though, like, you can see what I mean. They had just a smaller section for the character artwork, and they put more of an emphasis on the stats. It had the slogan, and then look how big the background story is there. Instead of being like a thin column that goes like that with hardly any text, it's like a bigger section. So I preferred that. And then here they had the base attacks, the soul gem, base upgrades. There's 4 of those, and then they had the 2 paths with the 3 upgrades there. The Trap Team one will work, but this was like the perfect layout, and it had artwork for each one. It showed the price without a discount and kind of described them. I certainly prefer that over the layout in here. Again, just to showcase that to you. What they're doing here, it's like a full character art, which is cool, but I'd rather have a separate section for that. And then there's the stats here, which is fine, but that's like a tiny little piece of this big page that is dedicated to the story. I mean, you have to really get this up close to see it well. And then, like I said, right over here you got your soul gem, and then basic attacks. You get only 1 having the artwork. The second one's just barely visible. And then you've got upgrades. 1, second has a picture, 3rd doesn't have a picture, 4th doesn't have a picture. And then Shield Slasher would be path 1. 1st and 2nd have pictures, the 3rd doesn't. And then Chain Champion, 1st doesn't have a picture, 2nd and 3rd does. I prefer the other layout. It had everything detailed better, in my opinion. That's just personal preference. Some of you may like this better. Poor Jawbreaker. But that's my thoughts on it. That said, I do like the cover better. The artwork's great, and it should come in very handy. Binding here, you got the Trap Team logo, Collector's Edition Strategy Guide. So overall, I'm happy with it. Again, what I like to use this for is to have easy access to the character bios for you. and similarly the base stats and then the upgrade names for when I make these spreadsheets. The game itself, I assume if you bought all 4 base upgrades, then it would show us the path names when you select one, but I'm not sure that it does. And like I said, right now there's no section at all that has the character bios in the game that I've found yet, so this will make my life a lot easier. I like to go into a little more detail than most people. So that said, this thing is hard to find. It was $34.99 at Best Buy. If you're having trouble finding it locally, Toys R Us, Walmart, Target, put in a call to Best Buy, I guess, see if they've got it. Sometimes GameStop will get the collector's editions in, but if you can find it, check it out. I think you'll be impressed. Your other option is fine. It's the paperback. I just really like, having these. They look cool when they're on the shelf when you're not using them. So it's the route I went. Plus, this blue holographic is really neat. When I posted the launch day haul, Octane saw this. He thought it looked cool too. So it's really an impressive strategy guide. But that said, $34.99. I found this one at Best Buy. It is cheaper online. You've just got to have the catch of, finding somewhere that has it in stock and then seeing what the freight's going to do to you and everything in comparison to getting it locally for a few bucks more. So pick your poison there. That said, I'm happy to have this. I'm going to get started tonight documenting some of the upgrade paths and everything. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully this helps you out. Lets you know that it does truly exist. I haven't really seen anyone talk about the collector's edition one yet. So it does exist. It does seem hard to find. But that's to be expected with some Skylander stuff. So keep looking. If you want one, you will find it eventually. If you have not subscribed, make sure you do that. Tons of cool stuff coming your way on the channel. Also, make sure you follow me on Twitch. I will be live streaming the Xbox One version of Trap Team, so stay tuned for that. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. Again, thanks for watching, and be sure to check out the Skylander Club Forum. It's a little side project I set up, kind of geared towards the high-end Portal Masters, people who maybe take collecting and gameplay a little bit more serious than the casual fan. So check it out if you like it. We would absolutely love for you to sign up. That said, for myself and the collector's edition strategy guide, we're going to go get this video rendered and turn on Trap Team. So hope everyone's enjoying the game, and we will catch you back here next time.